Good afternoon, one and all. At the Illustrious FAMU School of Journalism, Graphics Communications Department, where our illustrious publisher, Cheryl Smith, is having a portrait unveiled on the wall of journalism excellence for the distinguished alumni. So we're here at the FAMU campus at the lecture hall where the event's getting ready to get started. We were just waiting for some of the people to get out from convocation. But as you can see, the portraits are out. And Texas Metro News, Garland Journal in the house.
Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, spring 1978. Following these tributes, I will return to formally present our honoree. She will then offer a special presentation of her own, after which we will proceed together to unveil the portrait, a lasting symbol of her legacy. Now, it is my pleasure to invite Ms. Cassandra Smith Davis to the podium.
Good evening, or good afternoon. If you will please bow your heads. Father, it is in the name of Jesus that we come today to thank you for this momentous occasion. Thank you for seeds that were planted 45 years ago. As Cheryl graduated from Florida A&M University, we thank you for the love and time and care that she has poured into the community and into the lives of people. We thank you for the honoring of her on this day and the unveiling of her portrait. We thank you for the lasting legacy, Father, that will go forward. We thank you for the lives of young people that will be changed because of what is happening on today. And so we just thank you for Cheryl. We thank you now that you will continue to bless her, that her legacy will live on. And we give you all of the glory. We give you all of the praise. In Jesus Christ's name we do pray. Amen. 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 Amen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That always works around. Well, welcome. As our mistress of ceremony mentioned, my name is Andrew Wiggum, originally from Tampa, Florida. Proud graduate of Florida A&M University, as well as aforementioned, former SGA president, and one of my greatest gifts to life is when my daughter became SGA president here as well. So I feel with a lot of heart, heavy heart, and a lot of humility. But it's not about me, it's not about her, it's all about Cheryl. So just welcome to each of you. And we're here to celebrate the accomplishments of Cheryl Smith. Not only I always say she's just been a trailblazer. And her legacy has just been created right here at Florida A&M University. And she's transferred and transpired to a different level there in Dallas, where I've had the opportunity of working with her. She's hard, but yet I learned a lot from her. And it gives me great honor and great pleasure to be in this situation for her. And she's going to be honored here, where she's always talking about the J School here at Florida A&M University. So we would like to just sit back, relax, and enjoy as we celebrate my good friend. We do get along. Now, to work for Cheryl, you have to know Cheryl. She knows nothing in the world I wouldn't do for her, and that's why I'm here, flew all the way in from Dallas to make sure that we celebrate her legacy. And congratulations.
children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how it used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfills my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how it used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all. It's easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love, in love, in love.
Reverend, how am I supposed to follow that?
Got it, Roy.
Man, good afternoon, everyone. I'm not one for writing speeches, but this young lady is extremely special to me, and I did not want to go off script or not make sure that the point was followed. So I got about a 15-minute speech. I'm going to go through it fast as I can. I'm just joking. But I wanted to make sure I honored you properly. And so it is, for me, this is special, and it's an honor to stand here today to celebrate someone I proudly call my mentor, my guide, and my Aunt Cheryl. Now, Aunt Cheryl gave me a nickname, well, really two nicknames. When I was on point and focused, representing, she would always call me Dr. King. But when I was off task, when I wasn't living up to the standards she set, she called me Burger, short for Burger King. I'll be honest, even now, when I hear Burger, I get a little nervous because I know Aunt Cheryl is somewhere still holding me accountable. So hopefully today I honor her, and the doctor is represented and the burger is for later on. But that's who she's been in my life, loving myself and so many others enough to cheer us on, but bold enough to correct us. There's a beautiful thing in our culture. We don't always get to pick our family, like our blood. It's given to us. But we do pick our family. Aunt Cheryl wasn't given to me at birth, but she was given to me through love. And though our bonds and our family has grown, those things we call are precious, those bonds we have, and though she's not my aunt by birth, I'm so thankful to God that she's my aunt through love. I met Aunt Cheryl when I was just 13 years old through the Dallas-Fort Worth Association of Black Communicators, a chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists, where for 12 weeks in the spring, they hosted a journalism boot camp every Saturday from 8 to 5 at my high school, Lincoln High School in South Dallas. It was intense. We fought to write on the front page of the paper that we produced. We competed for the anchor chairs. We produced radio programs, press releases, and full newscasts. We worked with almost every Black journalist in our community. But the glue and the secret sauce to that program, the foundation, was always Aunt Cheryl. She didn't just give us skills, she gave us standards. She showed us what Black excellence looked like in real time. She took us on trips, opened doors, and gave us experiences we never imagined at that age. I'll never forget one time we were attending the NAACP conference where we produced in real time a newspaper, stories written in one day, printed overnight and in delegates' hands the next morning. And we were just in high school having this experience. That kind of training is what she gave to us. I'll never forget her challenge to all of us. If you want to be the best, that line changed my life. If you want to be the best, if you want to be the best. It was her love for Florida A&M University, her passion for excellence, and her belief in us that painted the seed that would one day grow within me, and which is what got me here. Those words, if you want to be the best. And here's the truth. I was able to come here like so many others and achieve some success, but I'm not an anomaly. My story is not unique. There are countless men and women, fellow rappers, professional leaders who carry their own Aunt Cheryl story. As for me, I did go on to come to FAMU and graduate. I founded a mentoring program called the Omega Lamplighters here that now spans over 8 states with 13 chapters, impacting thousands of young men and families. Today I serve as the inaugural executive director for the Tallahassee-Leon County Council on the Status of Men and Boys, where we work every day to develop solutions and implement strategies to reduce gun violence here in our community. And all of that said, none of it would be possible or would not have happened without Aunt Cheryl planting the seed in me as a 13-year-old boy in sunny South Dallas. I want to be clear about something. In every room I walk into, Aunt Cheryl is always there with me. Before I speak, I ask myself, will Aunt Cheryl approve? Will this make her proud? And in everything I do, her name is always on my lips, and her standard is always in my heart.
What's up, sir?
So today we witness her portrait take its rightful place on the wall of distinguished alumni. I want to say what I say in every room that I enter. quietly to myself, Aunt Cheryl is with me. Hope I make her proud. Aunt Cheryl, we say thank you. I say thank you for believing in me. Thank you for pushing me. Thank you for loving me enough to call me Dr. King or even Berger when I needed it. Thank you for showing us that one person committed to truth, justice, and people can change the world. And I'll close with this. Today you get your flowers. But truthfully, Aunt Cheryl, you've been blooming in all of us for years. And to honor that bloom, I want to just say publicly for you, and I had to do this right before this because I know you check things, that I've contributed $1,000 to your scholarship fund, and I've committed to do $1,000 every year. So I just want to say thank you, and I love you for what you've done for me.
Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? My name is Stacy Smith, and I'm Cheryl's brother. And both of you, everyone is a hard act to follow. I really enjoyed everything that I heard so far. The singing was outstanding, and thank you. All the people that stopped by and said hello and welcomed us, that was a very warm welcome. A lot of you, and that's much appreciated. It's the first time I'm here. And thank you. And where's my sister? Very proud of my sister. Cheryl, you are a powerhouse. You are a powerhouse. And she has always been a powerhouse. She's always been on time, and I agree with a lot of the esteemed statements about her. But I'll tell you, growing up with her and seeing her through the years, she's always been on time, and I've always been proud of her. I had, I would tell anyone, I was in Newark, New Jersey, but I had a sister that was a Delta, and I had another sister that was an AKA. So we, I had people, and that was something to be proud of, and I've always been proud of that. But the things, a few remarks that I do want to talk about today, it's really like three. And I want to talk about how you really always have brought us together from a family perspective. Since I've been down here, I've seen some tears from my family members. We needed to get together. We needed to be here together. Our souls were, aching for each other. And you gave us that opportunity. And I want all the Smith and the Smith descendants to please stand and be recognized. They come from all over Texas, I'm from New Jersey to come and be with you all. And I'm just so glad. I've had conversations with everyone, and it's really been meaningful for us to get together. And I would be remiss if I would not mention, talking about the family values, our father, Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith was a great man, and Cheryl is just like him. Cheryl is the most like him, and she's always, if you read her newsletter, and around his birthday time, she writes something, shows pictures of him, coming up. He was the first black man to have an interstate commerce commission license in New Jersey for interstate bus carry and everything. And Cheryl chronologized it all. It has all that information, and she's always been very proud of him because she's just like him. And one of the things, and why I say that, one of the things our father would do was open his home for definitely family, but also people in need. And I know Cheryl has taken that up, and she does that. Cheryl not only takes you in because of your family, and the gentleman mentioned about being blood, but she does it to help, to make you better. And anyone that's been around her has been made better because she holds them accountable, and I always appreciate that. I know where she gets that from. And she's always been an extrovert. Cheryl's been on time. She graduated on time. You know, she came to college on time. She participates on time. And that's a great characteristic. You know, I call myself a late bloomer. We have other people in our family that are late bloomers. But Cheryl was like, right there, I'm here. And, you know, the documentary, the picture documentary really shows it. She's not and taught you. And that's the second point I want to bring up. One thing about our father, and that Cheryl definitely carries on in our family, is she will confront. She will confront. She will tell you what needs to be said. And I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. But it might come off some kind of way, or you might be, you know, it might shake you up a little, but it's really what you need to hear. You know, and I have an example of that in my life. I came down here in 2017, and we had a little family reunion. All of us were here. That's the last time we were together. And you know, I felt great. You know, I was doing great. You know, did well in corporate America. You know, had a large sales team, carried a lot of territory, and I was shouting it out. You know, I was giving my little elevator speech about it. So I was like, waited. Said, you know, well, I see you do that for these other businesses. You ever think about doing it for yourself? I'm doing well, Dharma. You know, I'm like, come on, give me a break. But that was a seed, and I heard other people talk about the seed being planted. And when the tables turned and things happened, you know, I started from that, and I went and I did think about going into business, you know, when the time was right. And I've been in business. I've had a non-emergency medical transportation company for the last 5 years. I've employed like 12 people, you know, from the community, family members. You know, I have 3 full-time workers that are family members, and they're doing well. I have a son move out, okay, from our house to get his own place, and he's working right now, holding it down because I'm here. So not only does she give you a plant, a seed for yourself, it's usually to make the whole situation, the whole family better. And that's something I've always loved about you, and we continue to need. So I'm not going to talk about, you know, a lot of stuff in the past. It's so much about this all in the past. But I'm looking forward to continuing in the future. And keep doing what you're doing. You deserve it all. I love you very much.
I don't know who this Cheryl is. It's not the one I know. This is a little different. So first, greetings, because I think I'm one of the lesser known people in this room. My name is Garland Walker. I am a 2005 graduate of Florida A&M School of Journalism and Graphic Communication. And as with many people in this room, there is no one bucket that you fit in with Cheryl Smith. And so I'm looking at my name on this thing that says Board of Visitors. Is that where you landed? That's okay. Well, we'll go with that. Okay. So in the theme of Cheryl and technology having a love-hate relationship, I asked her yesterday, I said, what should I say? She didn't really give an answer, so I went to her good friend ChatGPT. You okay? You gonna make it? Okay. And ChatGPT said, how did you get on water? I first met Cheryl Smith in 2003 when the National Association of Black Journalists took its conference in Dallas.
And I was a student at the time, and so you get this big hug and greeting. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're so nice, and then this is amazing. And I'm at my first big journalism conference. I want to be a journalist, and this is great. I met Cheryl Smith again in 2005. This year, NABJ was in Atlanta, and she was running for president. And I got this great big hug. I had just graduated. I was going into my first job. And this is nice, okay. I met Cheryl Smith again in 2007. And NABJ that year was going to Las Vegas. And so she was running for president again. And I got this nice big hug, and you know, I was like, okay, this is all right. And I realized that every time I ran into Cheryl Smith, she was reintroducing herself to me. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough to be memorable. Me at 6'8" with all this body and all this mouth. You know? So in 2017, when I was on the board of visitors, Cheryl was appointed to serve as secretary. Excuse me, I have my emotional support towel. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity and we're gonna make it stick. And at our first board meeting, she ran up to me and she introduced herself to me again. And I'm like, all right, this is how we're gonna go. So I have a couple, just kind of talking points, because I love me some Cheryl Smith, but I also want to make sure I talk about everything that matters and why we're here. This day is one of those days that I've looked forward to, because anybody who knows Cheryl Smith knows how much she pours into the things that she loves. And FAMU is absolutely one of those things. And as a member of the board of visitors, I said, you know what? It's time to campaign. Because how do you honor somebody from the SJDC better than this wall of distinction that we have upstairs that really speaks to the level of dedication that people put into not just journalism, but life and the people in front of them. And if you know Cheryl Smith, which everybody in this room does, you understand that it's not just about journalism, it's not just about anything in particular, it's really about life. And so you hear these mentees, you hear these people whose lives have been changed by coming across Cheryl Smith, and it was a no-brainer for me. And I ran to the dean Myra Lowe's here, and it didn't take really any convincing. I think I said it in passing, and she called me back and she was like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, that's good. And again, it speaks volumes to everything that I believe Cheryl Smith is. Cheryl leaned into her purpose through her people, making sure our communities have the information that they need. And it's important to mention that, because as journalists, our jobs can be very thankless. Unless you're on a national publication or a national program. But we chose the lesser path. We chose a path that's even more misunderstood or not seen. And so for Cheryl to lean into the Black community and to be a voice where we've always needed a voice was very important to her. And I think has become even more important to the people who've run into her and come across her. I say that as a testament, because Cheryl in 2017, when we finally became friends and she finally stopped introducing herself to me, became someone I could look at and not just aspire to, but to listen to and to see as a confidant and someone of great admiration and wisdom. And, you know, the calls don't stop. You know, we got off the board, I came off in 2020 and she came off, I think, the year after that. And the phone calls don't stop, the conversations don't stop, the wisdom doesn't stop. And for me, it's just, one, it's a great pleasure to know you and to understand what makes you who you are, and to realize that as much as I tell you to get more rest, you're not going to, because there's always something that needs to be done. And I know we're going upstairs in a minute and we're gonna unveil this portrait. but it's like one of the biggest honors of my life that your portrait sits next to mine upstairs. And I could not be more proud of this moment. You know, my friend, big sister, Rattler, Lady in Red, as I call her, because it encompasses all of the things. You know, she loves her grandkids. We all know she loves that man right there. She loves her Delta Sigma Theta, and she loves her FAMU. And for me to see FAMU honor her is beyond beautiful and appropriate. And I'm wondering if your picture is introducing itself to mine right now. Thank you.
Good afternoon to each of you. Good afternoon. Now, you just had several people say a lot of nice things about Cheryl. And today certainly would not be complete without that brother saying he has a sister who's an AKA and a sister who is a Delta. Well, Cheryl's line sisters, the Deltas, are here. And at this time, I would like for all ladies of the Illustrious ladies, Spring 78, to please join me up here, because from 1 to 34, we would not be complete without you. And as they come first, Big Sister Gail, if you would, since they're not getting up and I've asked them to get going, I know that you will. And any other Deltas in the house, I would be remiss if I did not ask you to join us here today. Thank you. I'm the big sister. As they come and they gather, as I said, this would not be a moment without asking sorors to come. As our song was, come in numbers. Yes. We stand on the shoulders of giants. The bold 22 who found it not robbery to blaze their own trails because they were on a mission. On January 13, 1913, on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. So all of the founders, our past national presidents, and ask us as we just give a second here for our dear, beloved Dr. Paulette C. Walker as they gather. We lost our 25th national president, and we know of all of her homegoing Omega Labor services to come. But we thank you for this time, and we want you to know, Cheryl, that we love you. But we want to make sure you know it. And we're here to show it and to tell you. So on behalf of our lines, our big sister, and all of the other sorors who have joined us, it was on this campus, the 7 of highest hills, that we met. So as someone sang earlier, I believe the children are our future. Bobby and Whitney said they had something in common. We've got something in common, that's right. We've got something in common. And it was this beloved FAMU that got us here and brought us here. And in the fabric that's woven within each of us, it brought us together. And all that you are doing for this university and the community in which you live and beyond, we know that our motto here is excellence with caring. You have gone forward with the excellence inside of you, with the passion and the caring in you to uphold that motto. You know that we as Deltas, we emphasize sisterhood, scholarship, service, and that social action. So you just keep it going and growing because we know what's rooted in us. So as we stand here, just know, in paraphrase, Cheryl keeps doing all that she can, while she can, to whomever she can, wherever she can. I came here, the neighboring building, the education building, and the Foster Tanner building, which was just recently named as the Dr. McKenzie's, the band room. So as I saw the band and the chorus watching convocation this morning, and they performed together, that brought me back to my time on the Hill here in the 70s, when the symphonic band and the chorus would perform together. My big sister saying, okay, but I was contacted to do this, and we're going to do this. And I'm so I speak from within. I don't write out speeches, I speak from the heart. So I left church to support you today. We are in our convention. And I will leave here and go back, but while I'm here, there's someone carrying out some duties and responsibilities for me there. I love each one of my sisters from 1 to 34 and the 2 that are gone on. They're standing here with us today. I love each of you, and I will do the same sacrifice for whomever reach out. Cheryl, I appreciate the time that you spend with me on the phone. Recently in Dallas, you came to visit me. We cherish that. And just know that we appreciate you, we love you, and you're going to keep growing, because life and living and growing never stops. And you'll keep pouring into these young people and those around you, because we know what's inside of us, and it all started here on the Seminole Heights Fields. We love you, we appreciate you, and I will continue to pray for you as all of us will. And sorors, let's all say on the count of 3, we love you, Cheryl. 1, 2, 3.
We love you, Cheryl.
So in closing, you know how we sisters do. This is a token of our love and appreciation, so that you can know this, put it where you like. And it reads, Celebration of Portrait Unveiling of Thelma T. Gorham, Distinguished Alumni Honoree, to you, Cheryl. The elusive ladies of the Beta Alpha chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated honors Cheryl Smith, an esteemed alumna of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University and a trailblazer in the field of journalism. We celebrate her excellence and contributions to journalism, and we support the scholarship fund established in her name. The Cheryl Smith Scholarship Fund reflects Cheryl's commitment to excellence, storytelling, and truth. The Scholarship Fund will support future generations as they pursue their passion in journalism with integrity, just as she has. The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them, by Ida B. Wells. This is presented to you by your elusive ladies, line sisters of Beta Alpha chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the baddest, presented here on October 17, 2025. Sure. See why we get that. That big sister made sure I became an adult. Yes. Thank you so much. I want Cheryl to know we're going to continue our talks, because we must give back. We must give back to our school. I tell everybody, coaches come, presidents come. They come and go, but our students remain. So it is very important that we give back, and as a life member of FAMU, a life booster member, and on the board of directors, and our big sister over here on the left, she keeps pushing and supporting, and so we know that as we need to improve, you all are going to be hearing from us to do much better in everything. Thank you. And go ahead.
Wow. How you follow that? So how you follow that?
I know, right? See him, not me.
Yes, ma'am. God
Thank
bless
you. Great job. Wow. What a beautiful video. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't say anything. Now, this was not in the script, but I have to say this. We have been blessed to have the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta before us. But I must say that, you know, there's a sisterhood even that's not Delta Sigma Theta. Beta Alpha, the original Beta Alpha, Alpha Gamma Alpha sorority, I am a member. And that just tells you, she is my dear sister, and I love her to death. And I must tell you that whenever Cheryl calls, I will be there. So it doesn't matter whether it's Delta, AKA, it's like a blood sister. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for just being there. So now that we've heard the moving tributes and reflections honoring today's recipient, let us take a moment to recognize the legacy that paved the way. The incomparable Thelma Thurston Gorham. Mrs. Gorham was a visionary, a scholar, and a servant leader whose dedication to excellence and community uplift left a lasting imprint on Florida A&M University and beyond. Widely celebrated as the pioneer of FAMU's journalism program, her passion for education, mentorship, and sisterhood continues to inspire generations. The Thelma Thurston Gorham Distinguished Alumni Award honors those who, like her, have made extraordinary contributions to their profession and community. And now, it is my distinct honor to present the Woman of the Hour, a distinguished alumna, a fearless voice for the people, and a tireless advocate for truth and justice, Ms.Cheryl Smith. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage with the love and admiration she so richly deserves. Cheryl.
Thank you all for being here. And when I got the text, well, he called me, Christian called, and I said something like, who are you trying to reach? First I texted, I said, I'm doing this show, text me. And so he texted me, I said, picture, and I said, who is this? And so we went back and forth. He said, this is Cheryl Smith, Florida A&M. And I said, yes. And so he said, they were doing this. So I said, sometimes I do have an ego. And a few years ago, the Honorable Eddie Bernice Johnson called me and she said, they're going to put my picture in the building, the science building in Washington, because she's the first black woman, first black to be chair of the science committee. And she said, would you like to come with your family? So I said, yeah, I would love to. And she said they commissioned an artist to paint the portrait and everything. So my head's like swelling up when Christian comes. I said, oh, they're going to commission an artist for me and everything. And But it's just the idea of it, because I know what Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, what she did for so many people, and the sad thing is that so many people said they didn't know, she ended up dying. And they didn't know of all that she does and what she's done. And I said, you know what, we have to do a better job of telling our stories and keeping them alive, because everyone thinks Eddie Bernice Johnson is all of this and she was all of this all alone. And I can say that about everybody I come into their space. And I never made you cry, did I, Roy? It was, well, it's a different day because they cry faster now. You know, I say boo, they say who, and it's on, and I just, you know, I don't have time for that. But I was honored because I love FAMU. A lot of things happened for me when I stepped on this campus. I was really very naive, but I didn't let you know it in some instances. And before I went to financial aid, you know I was crazy, because before I went to financial aid office and got my schedule and everything, I went to the FAMU office and signed up to be on staff. And I wanted to tell those stories. And the travesty of it all is that even still today, you have people who look like you who don't respect the black press, the black businesses, the black schools, and I did run for president of NABJ, and someone told me, if you work for the Dallas Morning News instead of the Dallas Weekly, you would be president. And that's a sad commentary, and that's why I say all ice with Cassandra, who works for me, Cassandra, she said, what does this mean? It means that when you see ice over here and ice over here, guess what? It's all 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So when Christian, I said, well, he said, he didn't say someone was coming to paint me. He said, send me a high-res photo. So I said, okay. So then I was like, I don't want to comb my hair. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything to my eyebrows. And this was before We Do Not Care. If it happened today, I would have said, I do not care. This is what you get. And I even thought about that in an outfit. I said, oh, I got to go shopping. And the Honorable Eddie Bernice Johnson wanted me to be St. John. And before she passed, I called her. I said, okay, the paper's doing pretty good. I said, we can go and get one outfit off season on sale. You know, and we never got to do it, but I actually, Asura gave us a St. John. So, and it's red. So every time I go do stuff with Eddie Bernice, I put on that red outfit. But now I do not care. So I said, well, I spend money on a nice outfit, getting my hair done and all of that stuff, or will I put it where it really needs to go with our future? And so that's why I said, I'm going to raise some money. I said, even if everybody, you're going to get something from me at the end of the year, saying, I know you spent a lot of money this year, but I just want, and those of you who know Johnny Taylor, he's from Dallas, and I'm going to ask you for your last $2. And I'll gladly take it. But then I said, then folks were saying, make a pledge. Well, FAMU has dealt with so much negativity. And I said, nobody's going to put any negative on here. So I'm sitting up here with these checks and the cashier's check. I went to the bank because I was having a hard time getting it technologically. I was just not there. So I couldn't get the money there. But I said, I'm not leaving off this campus with folks wondering if the money's going to ever come. And so I said, and I told the dear people who work for me, who I don't make cry either. I told them, somebody about to lose their job. I said, because if y'all don't help me raise the money and put yourself into doing the work we need to do so that I could do this starting off with $25,000, I said, I'm going to take somebody's salary because I'm not leaving Tallahassee without $25,000 into Myra's hands. And I know that she would take it and trust, I could trust her with it because I've known her too long. I've known her husband even longer. And they can trust me because this is what we have to do instead of waiting for somebody else to do it. So I thank those who participated. Some of you got auction items, and I have them here for you today. And we even had, we still do have, and you can laugh and say whatever you want to about it, but there's a funeral home in Dallas that gave us a funeral service and cremation. And so if you want to bid on it, I'd rather you bid on it than have somebody having to get a GoFundMe account for you. Right. And that's one thing that Joe Smith taught me. And he said it's a sad person to have to beg people to pay for their funeral. And so it may look gruesome, but we have to do what we have to do to take care of one another. So, and that's what it's all about. So I was glad to be here. It wasn't about having a moment, because I could really be at a crab boil right now. And it would be like, I would be really ecstatic to do that. And I'm going to do it before I leave here. But to be able to get to FAMU, and the one thing I want to say for those of you who didn't know this, I am so glad because you did not do anything deviant, because yes, if you had taken me out yesterday, they'd get like 5 times this, because it's in my will. But now if I take it out now, because see, I have royal help in me, and but I have family in my will. And it might still be there, but this is the start, and I get to see what it's about to do for us. So I'm glad those of you who knew that didn't say, Mara didn't say, we're going to get more than that from her, because we're going to take her out. So I'm here to raise more money. We're going to be doing something in Dallas, and we have a strong family chapter in Dallas. And in fact, I was president last century, and Vivian was my vice president. And we have a former president. How many? Anyone from Dallas here? Everybody from Dallas stand so y'all can see the child of Jeremiah being former president. And we support real far away, but we don't want to be forgotten. And we need to work together, and we need to realize who the real enemy is. And I'm over that. I don't come home to FAMU to fight, because what I come is to get the ammunition I need to go out and fight the real enemy.
That's right.
That's right. And I have this $25,000, and so maybe somebody else, I don't have to see y'all about to lose your job. So they will be happy when they see me on Monday, maybe. But I appreciate all of you for coming. I would love to say some things about some of the things people said about me, but that's okay, because I love you. And it's all, I love that someone like you, before you was mom and dad, entrusted me with this child. And I just love all those parents who give their children to someone who's going to pour something into them. And so they were, what? Rudy School, they go to? Oh, they went to the other A&M, Prairie View A&M. But when I said, come to FAMU, and they support it, and they love it, and he's making us proud. And that's all we need, if we each one take one. And I just close with this. One time I was interviewing Tyler Perry, and I was actually teasing him because I was doing it from Oklahoma, and I couldn't get in my suite because they took longer to clean. They said, well, Mr. Tyler Perry was here, so I was kind of giving him the business about, my suite. And but we talked about our children and we talked about Medea, and he said that Medea is that woman who used to be in our communities, who could say anything to our children and wouldn't get cussed out. But that woman is gone. A lot of us have abdicated that responsibility because we don't want to deal with these mamas. And I tell the child in a minute, get your mama, your grandmama, because I got a reality check when this, she was 14, and I said, I need to talk to her mama. When her mama came over there breastfeeding, and I was like almost 50, I said, where's your mama? Because I need to go to the It's a different thing we're dealing with, but we can't, we gotta save them. We gotta save them. You know, when you have women going to the court talking about Jeffrey Dahmer was a good kid, or talking about the guy who drugged James Byrd and saying that they look just like church boys. But then we are demonizing our young men and women, or trying to sexualize. Wow, is Ms.Cheryl 3 years old? The girl don't know nothing about sex. But we're demonizing her and making it okay for everybody else to do it. So I just leave you with, this is important to me. The black press, the black people, everybody's important to me. But first and foremost, I want to tell you, more than anything, black women gotta be for black women. If you like your green hair, when all is said and done, you know, we gotta support one another, and we gotta support and make this world a better place. So I thank you for coming, and now it's time for me to go back, because some of you know when I come to homecoming, I become 21 again. And so I'm ready to get that 21 on. But the bad thing about it is my mind is telling me yes, and my body is So I want my dear friend, she is a friend, and they are a friend. And Myra, I don't know if you know about the time that Herb we drove from Philly to NABJ in DC, and we stopped at the wharf to get some crab. And I said, I'm not gonna open it until I get to Jersey. You would have thought we were handsome graduates. I was tossing those all the way home to Jersey. But come on up, Myra. With all due respect, because I'm being a student of the Black Press, I put those titles and those handles on folks. But you know, I'm still getting used to being. How many years has it been? 20? And that's what you need, because you need people in all of our professions. If these professors can't do something for these students, they don't need to be here. If they don't like their job, if they can't get on the phone and call people up and make things happen, they don't need a job. But this is $25,000, and it's what you need to endow a scholarship, and then there are other things that you do, but I don't want it to stop here. And on November 22nd, we're having something in Dallas, and then those people who want to come or need more time, and it's more of a giving season also. So just remember, anytime you hear Johnny Taylor, just think about your last $2.
So before I make remarks, let's give Cheryl a rounding. And so just stand here while I just talk.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I've appreciated just sitting here and listening to the tributes about Cheryl Smith, and the words that I heard: pioneer, trailblazer, powerhouse, mentor, connector, soror, communicator, and proud alumna. Cheryl has been so much to so many. She said she knows me and my husband, Herbert Love, former president of NABJ. I don't remember the year that we met Cheryl, but I do know every time that I was at NABJ, Cheryl had students following behind her. Right? She has a heart for students. She pours into them like they're her own, and I always have appreciated what she does for students, whether they're from FAMU or not. Like, she is a mother to so many young people here in our country, and what she sows into them is a legacy in and of itself. So while we have started a scholarship that will continue to support the students here at Florida A&M, as we've heard, you have sown into so many where those seeds are blooming, and that is also your legacy. So thank you so much for entrusting us with these precious dollars that you have raised to support the next generation of storytellers, communicators, and leaders. And just thank you for all you've done in your contributions to the Black press. I mean, telling the stories of our community is so important. And we had a colloquium earlier this week that talked about sowing into our own press, sowing into our own media, so that we can archive and continue to chronicle the stories of our people and our community. So keep doing that, Cheryl. Keep inspiring the rest of us to do that. Help us to sow seeds and support those who want to do this work. And on behalf of our faculty, staff, and the leadership of this university, thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do and all you will continue to do here on the Hill.
This is really important, and there are some people who will not go to school. And we have to think about it, what's going to happen, because we won't be around to feel the real effect of what's happening in Washington. We won't be here, but I tell you what, some who will be here will be saying, just like if everybody marched with Martin, who said they were marching with him, we wouldn't be in the position we're in today. There are going to be people who said they voted a certain way because the people who could tell the truth aren't around to tell it. We have to start telling people, we have to support, and I hope that you will go to all of whatever city you're in, look for that Black newspaper. If this is not what you want it to be, you know, hey, there's some things you need to know. Mm-hmm. And you could help them be what they need to be. You could help more people get into the business and tell those stories. But they got to be a little fearless too, because you know, I'm in a collaboration with the Dallas Morning News, and that's our paper, mainstream paper in Dallas. And they call me and say, "Is this racist?" Or they'll call me when they can't get into our community because you all won't let them in. Mm-hmm. And I just know that I did a piece for USA Today, and I love them for it. I didn't tell them to do it, but Chuck D, a public enemy, that's some of y'all don't look out of your time or whatever. But I told them, told USA Today I was really busy, and I did not have really time, but it was the 50 years of hip hop, and I should have been a female in public enemy. So, so I said I would do it. And so I said, but somebody got to transcribe it for me so I could write and everything. And the first thing that Chuck said, I said, "Thank you for, joining me on this call." And he said, Cheryl, I'll do anything for you. And that's what they needed to hear. But let me tell you, on the flip side, they were doing all kind of Black things. This was February. In February. And they had someone who said they could do a story on tennis. Now, I talked to people like MC Light, the DOC. Y'all really don't know this. I'm taking you places you've never been before. And, they didn't know who Raheem was. It's just all kind of folks I was talking to. They didn't have a clue. But this person did a story for USA Today on tennis and didn't talk to none of the fans, nobody. We like, who is she talking to? When I was getting everyone to call me. So sometimes when you think that ice is colder, it isn't. And so that's why I say if you support it, go home to the west side of that in Fort Lauderdale. You have the Capital Outlook here where I started. You have the Atlanta Tribune, the Atlanta Daily World. you know, you have all of these people who are trying to tell your story, and I just tell you, I do it because I love y'all. And I tell you, USA Today paid me better than I do. But the people who work for me, if you're doing it for the money, you know, I can be really callous in class, and I tell them who does things just for the money. And so, and I'm talking to them as a professor, so I say I put a fee up there. And so if you would come in, I would say, oh, that's for a professor. But it actually is somebody else who does things for money. And you fill in the letter. So what you think it is, but I'm gonna say it's a professor. But you know, I just have to plead the cause of the black press and tell you that how can you be black and be against something that's black and it's for you? And that's what I'm going to be. So there's more of this to come, and you can still give you can still donate and set up your own fund, because Marlon has one. Yes, and so, you know, when you think it doesn't matter, it does. So that's what I'm going to do, and I know that Lily does bought a bunch of things. So thank you for that, and Beanie, I have something for you too. Those are two of my line sisters, and you're right. You're right. You know, the NABJ family. When we get to NABJ, I actually bring all of the Divine Nine together to take a picture, and then I also have a reception for Deltas. And so just bringing us together to show some love. But we're going to do something. I always try to make everything have a message for it and everything. So when you get ready to take us up, I had my crew come in and rig the elevator so y'all can get some steps in. And so but we're gonna go up there and we're going to see my picture, and I just there's going to be a QR code that's going to be with it, because if you've ever been places and you look at the picture and you don't know who they are, what they are, and what they've done, but the QR code is going to tell you the story of Cheryl Smith, and so that will be up soon. But if you all, I'm going to turn it back over, and thank you for saying I'm going to come to FAMU and make a difference, because some people look, I ain't going with them, and so it's a labor of love.
So we're going to, as you said, for those of you who cannot walk up the stairs, we will make sure you get to see the photo in some form or fashion. We're going to walk up one. Oh, careful.
Uh-oh, I need to go to the hospital, so I need to collect some more money. I don't have any insurance.
Those who would like to join us, please call us. If you don't make it, that's fine. We'll make sure you get to see the photo. And then we'll come back down, and then we're going next door and stick this.
So now we're going to go upstairs for the unveiling of the portrait for the Illustrious publisher. See, Deltas are here full force. Oh shit.
Be careful.
Damn.
Be careful.
Damn, I'm sorry. I got it quick. How you doing, Queen? Hello. Yeah. Hello, Queen.
That was something else. That was something else.
How you feeling, number one? How you doing?
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Now, careful going up these stairs, Queen. Right there. Hello, Queen. Thank you for coming. So we're gonna go on upstairs and get this part taken care of for the unveiling of this Miss Cassandra. This is the family Smith. Going upstairs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got here right after you finished.
How you doing, man? Mr. Ronnie, appreciate you. Yes, sir. Group. Okay, so they're still got a few behind, so now we have to go up these stairs. Thank you, Queen. I got it. I got it. You got it. What happened? What she need? What she need? Restroom right here. Right in here, Queen. Go to your that hallway down to your right. Thank you, young man. All right. So we can't moonwalk up these stairs, so you gotta be careful. Just don't play atomic dog, so I don't have to start hopping and stepping. Little man passed out. Yeah. We gonna count those blessings, cause he's taking a break. If not, y'all be trying to keep up. You see Miss Skylar in here. Yeah, this will be a totally different event. If Miss Skylar was here, it would be a totally different event. Because she swears by her as she does her cartwheel up the stairs. You heard what I said? You heard what I said? I said, when Skylar was here, it'd be a totally different event. Because she'd be doing cartwheels up the stairs. Okay, people. Here we are. Black press. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Look. Texas Metro News in the house. Now, we're doing this Facebook Live, but don't say nothing. These are the distinguished alumni of FAMU, the Wall of Fame, per se, of distinguished alumni, and Ms. Smith's. We're going to count our blessings and say thank you, because this is well past due, but we're grateful that it's here, right? So the unveiling is going to be like the stamp on. You saw her? You saw her? True. Just an update. Mr. Trump meeting with Zelensky from Ukraine. That's a different story. We're not going to get into that right now.
I know Paula. She's trying to find me. So, everybody.
giving back to SJPC in particular, who has had a great impact on the community and continues to sow seeds here on the Hill. We're honored to be able to add Cheryl to our wall of fame. And with no further ado, let's do it, Cheryl. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
What happened? I'm doing Facebook Live.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for coming, and we have another Wall of Famer here, and she's gonna join me in the NABJ Hall of Fame one day, and that's Tiffany. Go ahead. Awesome. Yes, and then we have Representative Tiffany.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, thank you again for chiming in.
She does because she got a man. She ain't trying to get one, and some people go into it trying to get a man. And I was talking with her.